Hi, it's Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video for February 22nd, 2025. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned, your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It just takes a second for you to go ahead and click that like button and click that subscribe button, and it really does help me out. So thank you. All right. So looking at the SPY, we had a beautiful base. Look, I'm already talking in past tense. We had a beautiful base and we were breaking out to all-time highs. And obviously, all-time highs is always very, very bullish. Now, there were some dark clouds on this chart. There was all of this distribution showing up over here. You can see with the arrows. Let's just add one more arrow here. Right, so distribution showing up on the chart. Um, right. And so we were a little nervous about that. And there were some other dark clouds. There was some RSI divergence and things of that nature. Um, and so, yes, we were all-time highs, but then we had this day right here, which was on Thursday. But the buyers did kind of show up and push this back up some. So that was actually encouraging. So, okay, well, it was distribution, but you got pushed up some. The price action was decent. But then Friday hits, and you're down 1.7 on the SPY. That's a big, big number. Um, major distributive day over here. And we've seen them before, like in here. That's a major one right there, right? And yeah, so now we have a major distribution day. So what are we going from here? Well, I think the 50 day is the next big spot. I think it's got to hold the 50 day for things to stabilize. Do I think it's going to? I don't. That's my guess. Next will be VWAP from the election, around 597, right? So they're almost in the same spot, but not exactly. And then below that, I think maybe a retest or even undercut of the prior breakout level, which is back here, which is about 580-ish or so. So I think those are the levels I'm watching in the SPY to for maybe buyers to show up. We don't have anything that says buyers have shown up yet. So that is just basically, hey, move to the side and see what happens. Some people could short here. A big move has happened. Not saying that's not going to have a bigger move, but the risk versus reward, where you're going to manage risk at, you'd have to go intraday for that. Anyway, that's a different video. We won't get there right now. Um, on the week, week was down 1.59, so a pretty good distributive week. And you see the RSP was down zero point 0.7. It held up a little bit better, right? When we say that, we still see a really big distribution on Friday, and it went again right to the 50 day. Held it for now, but that's an area that we're going to be watching, right? Qs. Again, down 2%, so even more than the SPY. So, technology really got slammed. Didn't quite get to the 50 day, but again, that's the area I'm watching, 523 or so. You had more distribution showing up on the chart, and on the week down 2.23%. Again, we had this breakout to all-time highs, right? Right there, I won't call it a breakout, but at least a retest, all-time highs, kind of try to get there, and it just turned over. So people are going to start saying, oh, it's a double top. It could be a double top, but we don't know that yet. So a double top means that you need to have a neckline broken to confirm the double top. And we don't have that. So we really can't call this a double top yet. I'm going to extend that trend line just because we may see that come into play again. We'll see. But that's something I'm watching as well, this trend line. But again, doesn't look good on the week. Minus 2.23. I'm going to actually get rid of this. And we'll see how this trend line interacts with it. I'm not holding my breath on anything right now. I'd rather be higher cash levels or all cash levels than aggressively trying to buy the dip in this market, because this isn't, I think, a buyable dip, right? This is an emotional move to the sidelines. So that's the way I see it. So the equal weights were down 1.54 again. So we're seeing that the equal weights are down less than the cap weighted. So that tells us the Mag 7 got hit pretty hard. We're going to see that at the end of the video, what happened there. But again, well, we were bullish because QQQ equal weight was breaking out to all-time highs. I mean, that's a bullish phenomenon, right? All-time highs, breaking out to all-time highs. And then again, we got slammed back in on Thursday and Friday, really. Um, and yeah, I mean, this 50-day is a potential magnet, but if you notice, look how much better this is holding up than the Qs. Qs sliced right through the 23-day, equal weighted Qs went to the 50-day, 23-day. So that's a big differentiation. Again, it shows you how the mega caps are really getting hurt more. Mid caps, they got hurt pretty rough. They're down to the 200-day. Again, we were saying how they were starting to try to kind of live underneath a declining 50-day, which we did not like. And now it's retesting this potential bouncy area. Am I buying the bounce? No, I'm not, because any bounces would likely a dead cat bounce. But this is an area where you may see some buyers show up, and then we'll see, right? On the week, down 3% on the mid caps, and the small caps were down 3.65%. So those guys, the smaller caps and mid caps, got nailed, and the small caps back below the 200-day. So that is a really, really bad look to it. And where did it fail? Well, it failed back at the 2021 highs, right? Look at that. Right in the 2021 highs, it went through this kind of distribution, popped higher, and then came right back in and slammed it all the way down to 162. No idea if it's going to go back down there or not, but again, not a good look at all on this IWM. All right, so if you haven't done so, check me out on X at Alphacharts 365. I'm posting stuff there all week long, like this video, like all kinds of posts. I also run a subscriber group. What do I do for my subscribers? I give them in-depth market video and watch list on the weekends, focus list, midweek videos, right? So all these are videos, midweek market notes, Sunday market note, annotated charts with setups, daily market scans, posts that are just for subscribers. Sometimes during the week we find setups and then we share those with subscribers, members only live streams, all these things, plus so much more for subscribers. So I don't tell you to buy or sell. That's up to you, your money, your account, your decision. But what I do is I help shorten that learning curve. This is great for people that are working full time. This is great for people that are new to the markets, or even if you've been in the market for a while, it gives you another voice of what somebody is seeing in depth, and it goes along with what you say. So if, again, it's only $10 a month. It's worth a try. Click that subscribe button, and I think you'll really like it. And there's really almost no risk. If you're a YouTube only watcher, click that join button. You'll get all that video content exactly the same. So it's really great. I guess not everybody's on X. That's fine. Again, so we have the YouTube join button right there. Click that button and you're in. All the same content. All right. Getting back to this chart, we're going to go to XLF next. So XLF was, again, breaking out to all-time highs. And in 2 days, it really got slammed back in. Now, they didn't get slammed in quite as hard, only down 1.2. The prior day was 1.5. But on the week, you can see they were down almost 2%, right? That's pretty significant. And you could see how sellers are pushing it down from this 52, 53 area. Yeah, I mean, $50 is the main support right there. I think that may show up on the 50-day. And again, just not a good look. So SMH. So this is really this key sectors back here, down here, are a good representation, I think, of the economy in general, and also of money flowing through the stock market. That's why I look at these key sectors. SMH, you could see on this, I mean, it's gone nowhere and been a choppy mess, really, for, what was it, 9 months or so? Really choppy mess, and it's back down to the 50-day. 50-day is flat. 200-day is coming in there hot, right? And there's about 1% move between the 50-day and the 200-day, which is kind of really interesting. I mean, moving averages are tight. And every time it dips below the 200-day, it has bounced back rather quickly. If it does dip below the 200-day again, we'll see. We'll see. We do have a kind of this broadening pattern. Again, I guess I could have drawn these in many different places, but this was a place that I saw from tightening right in here is kind of tight to now a much wider broadening range. And so the lower end is 228. We'll see if it can get down there or not. But again, volatility coming back into the market. On the week, SMH was down 1%. So again, a little bit better on the weekly chart. And XSD, the equal weighted, was actually up 1% on the week. That's interesting, right? First, first market we say was up on the week. It did, go down 3.32% on Friday, but it's above the 200-day and right into a potential support area. Again, going to the weekly, you see this was right where it did break out. So we'll see if support shows up here or not. Looking at IYT, this is transports. They were down 3.31, and they again are also testing the breakout. Again, we want to see these testing areas hold and bounce higher. Um, but they are below the 50-day or right at the 50-day basically, and here comes the 200-day right below it. So we have a lot of this choppiness. We're seeing these 50s and 200-day moving averages and price really close and interacting with them much more often than I typically like personally. um but yeah, back below the 50 days. So transports, now this is cap weighted, right? And they were down, what was that? 3.31%. This is equal weighted, down 4.28%. All right. That is a giant, giant move on the equal weighted. And they were doing better. They were back above the 50-day, right? Even though it was declining, it was back above the 50-day. And it just got smashed on Friday and on the equal weighted. And it is moving moving lower. It looks like it's got a date with 83, the 200-day, and then we kind of see from there. But not a good look. If transports are again smashed, SMH got smashed. Let's look at housing because I think housing is the most important chart out there right now. And I've been talking about this now for a few weeks. This is the chart that I think could unravel everything is housing. It has a obvious head and shoulders top, and it was down 2.48% on Friday with underneath a flat 200-day, declining every other moving average. So do I think this is going straight down? I don't. I think the likely scenario is that we get some sort of dead cat bounce, and then we'll see if it makes a higher low or if it falls or if it breaks it. Right? I think it moved too much too fast the last 4 or 5 days for it to go straight down from here. Again, it was down 4.87% on the week. So yeah, I mean, yes, we've seen big moves over and over and over again in the past. So it absolutely could break it and not bounce. But again, look at this weekly chart. I mean, it's just a perfect head and shoulders top, right? Again, and there's your neckline. So we always talk about the neckline has to break for things to confirm. So this is a potential head and shoulders top still. I have the neckline drawn as 97 or so. I think that's the line in the sand. Um, we can see an undercut and a rally on something like this. And then again, I think these moving averages do need to catch up. I do think this gets a little bit more complex over the next couple of weeks. Um, and I could be wrong, but that's my guess. That being said, perfect head and shoulders top, down 4.87 on the week. XHB was down 5.23 on the week. Has a similar enough head and shoulders top, not as beautiful as this one. But yeah, I could definitely see another lower high and then it break down. You see on the weekly, it just, there's your topping pattern, and you have 99, 100, somewhere around there as the neckline. And then the mag 7. We said the mags were likely one of the culprits of a really bad breakdown, and you see they were down 2.53 on the day, and they never got back above the 50-day. We had this trend line here, and now we have a supportish area right there. I do think we get a little bounce here. But I think it's now a very suspect bounce, and that would be, hey, if you need to get out of some names, maybe raising some cash into that, which would make sense until we have a firmer market on the week, down 3.47, and you just see this really choppy, nasty look to it. And again, not a good look. All right, so I think definitely a cautious time in the market, if not, potentially bearish. Just don't get that put. I think we may get maybe one more push lower, and then I would expect some sort of bounce into next week, right? Maybe on who knows if it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Don't really know. And then I think that bounce would be you know, would be a place where you can lighten up if you still have positions, but I would not trust this market until we can see some tightening of price action and base building and that sort of things. This is not a market that you want to get in front of. I think this is a market you want to step to the side and um, and just kind of watch what's going on. All right. Thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't done so, again, check me out on X at Alphacharts365. Click that subscribe, and also YouTube. Click that like and subscribe, and the join button, and join us there as well. All right. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.